Another week, another album to review. Man, I have no idea what to listen to this week. Oh, well that's convenient. There's an album right there. Well, I might as well listen to that one. What is it going to do, make me cry or anything? Welcome to Album of the Week, the show where I review a new album every week, except that one time. This week's album is Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. She released it on June 17th, 2020, and it has received so much critical acclaim. It's only her second album, which is crazy because it's so good. Well, I think it's her second solo album. I think she's had a few other albums with other bands that she's in, but this is insane. This is an amazing, amazing album. This whole album is insanely just emotional, and it's so just raw, and it's almost like, I guess, muddy almost is a way to describe it. Mostly because the music kind of blends together, but it's not like a bad way. It's well mixed, and her voice, Phoebe Bridgers, has like a hauntingly beautiful voice, and it really comes through on a lot of the tracks on this song. But it took me a few listens to really feel the music, but after that it just killed me inside. So the album starts out with the hauntingly beautiful track DVD Menu, and it has no lyrics. It's just amazing music. There's some strings, and I believe there's some horns in this one. It's simple, but it's so powerful. So since I did mention them, the horns and the strings on this album are absolutely amazing. They're masterfully done, and they're added in just the right places, and they really just help add that extra punch. Then you have Kyoto, which is an awesome song. It's super upbeat compared to the rest of the songs, and it, again, features those perfect little touches of horns and strings and background, just vocals that really just give it that extra kick it needs. And another thing that's of note on this album is the piano melodies. It has some really cool arpeggiated just melodies sprinkled throughout it, and it really helps add to that like muddy and just emotional feeling that you get from listening to it. Then there's the track Chinese Satellite, which starts out with a very dark arpeggiated riff on the guitar, and the song is basically just about fear of failure and messing things up, and just how like you want to try harder and do new things, but you just can't. And she really portrays that well, and I just think that it's very, very powerful and touching. And the song Savior Complex has an amazing finger-picked guitar intro, and it's beautiful, like a beautiful synth almost melody that's kind of descending. The song itself kind of rises and falls in the actual melody itself, and Phoebe's voice on this one is just amazing. It's hauntingly beautiful, and apparently this is a song that she actually wrote in a dream. She got up after having the dream and then immediately recorded it on a voice memo, and somewhere out there is a voice memo with the original version of this song. And from that track, you go right into the driving, powerful bass and drum intro of ICU, which is like a release from all the tension built up already. And this song has a lot of like small moments of powerful music coming in, and then it kind of, that fades out into more of a constant, almost like a heartbeat from the bass drum. And I thought that the track Graceland 2 was also really interesting because it had some, you could definitely tell that she had bluegrass influences in this, and I think that she is fond of bluegrass. I think that she has some pretty strong influences from that, and it's really cool. It has some banjo on it, and it's probably the most unique one on the album. And then the album ends with the amazing track that is I Know the End. This is literally a masterpiece. It's like a sonic finale. It ties up the whole album. She starts out kind of like a ballad, and then she just, around the third verse, she starts picking up the song, and then it gets quicker. There's some guitar that comes in, some drums, and then at the end it just all crescendos into like a melody that's filled with horns, and just she starts screaming at the end, and it's so powerful. It's a perfect just wall of sound that is so, there's so many little subtle things in it that make it great. And it's awesome. I love this one so much. This is actually the song that she performed on SNL, and then she smashed her guitar at the end which was pretty cool. And a lot of people got kind of mad over it, but I don't understand how you would get mad at that because, I mean, it's been done for so long and everyone is apparently angry about it. But, you know, it doesn't matter. Smashing guitars is fun. This album was amazing, so I think I'm going to give it like a 9.75 out of 10. That's a really high rating, and I think that it deserves it. I think that this really is a masterpiece of modern indie music, and it's just great. I highly recommend that you listen to this album yourself because, you know, you can listen to me talk all day about an album, but it's really not the same as if you just listen to it yourself. So go listen to it and go support musicians on whatever they have their music on. And go see concerts because concerts are fun. And as always, if you do have any albums that you want me to review, please feel free to email them to tbo.drake@gprep.com, which will be written on the bottom of the screen right now. And also make sure to check out all the other awesome content on Bullpup Broadcasting because there's so much great stuff on there and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And with that, I'll see you next week.